Yo, yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 100. Welcome to the 100. Hope everybody having a good night. We're going to wait, letting everybody get on and get the notification, get on in here so we can have a good one. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. Yeah, here we go. We got a good one. What's going on, cuz? Man, I hope you had a busy day today. I hope you changed out everybody locks. All right, we're just letting some more folks come on through. Get a little sip here. And we're going to keep this one here short and sweet so we can keep it pushing. Oh, let's see what we got. Yeah. Yeah, so tonight we got a good one. Do you need a man or a woman or just healing? What does that look like? Let's see. Give everybody a few minutes to get on in. Come on in, everybody. Go back to some of my notes right here. Here we go. All right. Got some people texting me over here. Let me respond. See where my cousin at. Let me see. No, my cousin said she was gonna jump in on this one here, but this was gonna be a pretty dang on interesting one. Let's see. Yeah, I got some people rolling in right quick, so I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hey, no problem, cuz. Technical difficulty, hey man. It happens to the best of us. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's get Angie, what's up? Come on in. Come on in. Let's see. Let me see if I can get you on here. Jumping into the live. You can request to jump in. Come on through. Got to get some input because this one here is a good one tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about, do you need a man/woman or just healing? Let's see. As y'all know, I'm sitting here. Got a little scotch, you know how we do. Chill out. Keep it going. Yeah. And if y'all hear some little ones in the background, that's the grandbabies. Who knows? They might try to come and say hey and give you their input. Can y'all hear me okay? Because I'm actually using my AirPods to kind of do some noise earbuds to do some noise cancellation. So I hope that it's connected on this. Let's see. Let me see if this here works. Let me see if I can hear. So these are not actually connected. What's up, bro?
What's up, cuz?
Man, yeah. All right. So these are not connected.
Oh
I was
yeah.
trying to connect my. Man, you had a busy day today, man. Did you get everybody some locks today?
Nah, listen, your cuz don't work that hard. I did 2 cars, spent about 4 hours at the gym. I had a good day.
Hey, man. Whatever works, man.
Yep. I was about to say, if I work more than I go to the gym, I had a long day.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, it's all good. How was your day?
Man, it was chill, man. You know, it was chill. Sitting here now, cousin over here walking around. I don't know what she's doing, but
I was
she might come over
about
here
to.
and wave. She might come over here and wave her hand at you. I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, Miss Macklin or Miss Bowers.
Oh boy. Mm, mm, mm,
My bad.
mm, mm, mm.
That's on me. I had to think about that one.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. Oh, man.
Hmm. Oh man, I have been outside. I was working on the car, and I got to run by the auto parts store. So, all right, do we need healing?
Hey, man. So, the topic is tonight, do you need a man or a woman or just healing? So, like, what I want to explore is the difference between craving companionship and seeking wholeness, and kind of dive into like the emotional needs of societal pressures and how healing can clarify what or who you truly need.
Okay.
Did baby
Oh, can you
Kia
see
hit
this?
you up?
Oh, that's for
Oh,
me.
yeah. Go for it, man. Business. If you, hey, for everybody else, if you need somebody, if you locked out, call cuz. If you locked out of your car.
Yeah, you locked out of your car. You know, I didn't realize people on my feed can see this. Hold on, let me take this. I'm over here, got my hair wrapped up and everything. Let me try to
Hey man, hey,
look a little
tell them
something.
join in. Hey,
Uh,
y'all gonna send a message, join in. I want everybody input. We live.
but Miss Marie, you got to handle all that. So, yeah, he told me. Yeah.
But
I'm like,
yeah,
this is the worst time to want to like clarify something. But it's all right though.
nah, it's cool. It's
All
cool.
right, though. I
So
didn't know this was on my page. Oh yeah,
yeah,
Miss
like
Marie, if you see this, can you figure out how to share this? So
yes, yes. So yeah, we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, just kind of highlight, do you need a man or woman or just healing? Like this topic came across because I was talking to a friend and it was like, man, the she said that one of her coworkers said, you need a man. And she was like, why do I need a man? And he couldn't necessarily explain. And I said, well, do you think you need a man? Or do you want a man? Or are you in a position to have a relationship? That's what you got to really ask yourself. Are you in a position? And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna run this. I said I'm gonna throw this on the podcast. Let me see what input I get from everybody,
okay,
and then we'll kind of run from there. Um, so you know me, I got down about 20, 25 little points that I made on it. Um, so some highlights for everyone that's just joining us. Welcome to the 100 podcast, where we're all about keeping it 100, and it's not just with us when we have the conversation, but how everyone should conduct themselves in their relationships. So, topic of this week is: do you need a man or just healing, or a woman? Let me clarify: do you need a man or a woman, or just healing? So, point number one: the difference between desire and dependency.
mm, okay. Before I hop into that, let me say something I thought about when you said it. I'm gonna start off by stating my belief.
Okay.
I am a firm believer that this world should not be lived and experienced alone.
Okay.
It takes two people to bring us in here. Um, uh, it should be two people that we experience it with, or one other person we experience it with. Um, uh, and that's just I'm gonna start off by saying that, right? And I say all that to say that I've seen some of the most toxic, unhealed people that I'm talking about, worst characters in the world, stay married for the longest, like 40,
Huh.
50 plus years. Like, you know they gonna argue. You know they gonna say something smart to everybody, including themselves. They don't talk right to their kids. They don't talk right to the people that surround them. They don't do right by people that surround them. But they are that perfect puzzle piece for each other. They both so toxic that it work. So I know that
Gotcha.
sounds crazy, but that is a real thing. And if I hadn't seen it and thought about it and had this conversation a couple weeks ago with my partner, like there there's desire and dependency. I think that we currently are in a generation, because that's from an older generation.
Right.
That's from the
Right.
generation
Right.
where they had a lot more tolerance. Because like I said, I think they have been together for like 40, 45 years, something like that. Something crazy.
Woo. Longevity.
Longevity. Now, that's tolerance. Number one, in my generation, we don't have no tolerance, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
You mess up one time, you say
You
the
out the
wrong
door.
thing, you say the right thing the wrong way,
Right.
you out of here.
And see, my generation is a little different, coming from a Gen X generation where we're a little bit more patient. We tolerate a little bit more, which is, I mean, it could be, just by default. We will tolerate a little bit more because we try to continuously see the best in someone. We try to give people an opportunity, because we can look at certain qualities and say, okay, well, there's a difference between, whether those people are those really red flags, or this is just who this person is. And then we have to have that conversation with ourselves of, is this something that I can actually deal with and be okay with? Or is this a deal breaker for
Yeah.
me? We are more prone to put in a little bit more effort into understanding that sometimes, we're not trying to change people. And I think part of, the generations after us, it was more so, and I say this with care of, I need you to change, and change to accommodate what I want. You know what I'm saying? I need you to change accommodating to me. And I think, those, like I said, the generations after Gen X is more of a, I need you to conform to what I like and be okay with liking it. But as opposed to my generation is, okay, let me see what else about this particular person, I can say, okay, well, you know what? I know they're not the most person that's great with money. That's fine. I'm okay with money. So guess what? I know that this person isn't good with money, but I am. I can deal with that person because now I can teach this person how to manage money better. You know,
Yeah.
um, it just really takes a different spin. I think right now a lot of struggle that a lot of relationships these days have is cut off. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's cut off. Where
I'm
it's like, if you can't do it, then oh well, keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, give it a chance. That's why I try to tell some of the young, like, give it an opportunity. Not saying go fall for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? But it's more of a, hey, let me go and see, what this particular person may particularly bring to the table,
yeah.
and then evaluate the situation. What's going
I'm
on,
I,
son? I see my son just popped in. It's the
what's
day of
up,
his
Bugs?
birthday, so I got to give him a shout. He's
Happy
the
birthday.
big 2-7. He might be able to jump in this live. I hope he does. I like to get his input too. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man, that's so that ties back into, you know what I'm saying, like, do you need a man or a woman, or just healing? And understanding that there is a difference between desire and dependency. Some people strive to be dependent on this person because they have not healed.
Yes.
Me, after I've gone through like my relationships, my divorce and everything, I didn't depend on my wife. I didn't depend on someone to take me to the next level. I had a desire to be with someone because I know that at the end of the day, I'm the type of man that if I'm with you, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. I got my flaws, but can you handle my flaws? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you handle my particular flaws? Because I'm not perfect. And that's where I say it goes back to that. I think it's a kind of a generational thing, but it may not be, because you got some people who can say, I kind of think that way as well. Like, my flaws are not deal breakers. That's just my 2 cents. You know what I'm saying?
Um. All right. So I'm gonna come a little bit more logical then. Um.
Okay.
Uh, so I think that is different phases of everything. Phase number one: if you are we're gonna call it puppy love. So I'm gonna call that honestly about 15 to about 25, right? That's a long range, but that's an opportunity where you can meet that person, and y'all essentially have to learn life and depend on each other at the same time, right? um
Mm-hmm.
uh, Probably going through some stuff maybe at school or going through stuff at work, trying to get that first apartment, trying to get that first car. Like, a lot of people are kind of on the same level. If that works out, stick with that person. Now, if it
Facts.
if it doesn't work out, now we in the 25 to 35 age range, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part where it's the reason why it didn't work out. So I've learned from experience and from talking to other people. It makes sense to take some time, and everybody's time is different. Some people need to take a year, some people need to take 5 years, some people gonna hop in and out of relationships for 10 years or the rest of their life if they never heal. But you need to take that time period to establish yourself and understand what what can a person depend on you for,
Mm-hmm.
because if you can't be used, then the truth is you are useless.
Oh,
So
oh,
people don't want to talk about performance, but when it
yeah.
comes down to it, I want to be used. I want to be a dependable person, so I want to be depended on. It's nothing
Okay.
wrong with wanting that, but I don't want to. I don't want you to feel like you can't live your life without me, especially if we're
Okay.
meet and
So,
we
in
are
other
about
words,
to
you don't
fully
want a
vibe.
person to feel codependent.
Codependent, yes. I want to
Okay.
be dependent on.
Right.
I'll give you an example right now. My girl just called me. She says, "Hey, my battery isn't charging." All right, so we talked about this 2 weeks ago. You never got a battery for your car. Nope. Okay, cool. So what am I about to go do? Go by the store, go get the battery, go put it in her car. Cause you ain't got to ask me for that. But
Right.
as the man in your life, that's how I'm gonna show up, and that's how you can depend on me,
Okay.
right?
I get that.
But
Respect for sure.
you don't have to depend on me. You're not calling me to help you pay your bills because you over 30 and you haven't figured out how to pay your electric bill, right? You're not calling me to, like I said, if you under 25, a different conversation. But once you done lived a little bit of life, right? You're not calling me and telling you to bring you some food because you haven't eaten for the day. So I think when I say dependency, I want to be a dependable person, but I don't think any person, once you're actually an adult, and that's why I say 25, because you've experienced some life, not all life, but you developed and you've experienced some things,
Right.
and at that point, your basic needs, you should be able to meet them on your own.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's you get to a certain point, and a lot of it is even if you, I know some of the excuse that people will leave was I wasn't shown this. Well, the fact that you can identify that you wasn't shown that
Means
means
you can
that
go
you are
learn it.
aware of it.
Yes, and you can go learn it.
And you know
You can go
better.
ask somebody.
You can go ask somebody. If you don't know how to change a dang on tire, you know you don't know how to change a tire, go ask somebody. Or get you AAA. Pick one.
Or now I need a thinker, right? That's what I look for. I need character. I need you to know how to use this phone. We got a computer in our hand right now. So if you
Oh
can
man.
call me and ask for something, I know, I know for a fact you can get on YouTube and look something up.
Hey, YouTube University, bro. But yeah, man. So everybody that just jumping in, welcome to the podcast 100 100. It's do you need a man or a woman or just healing? Point number 2. Are you seeking love or avoiding loneliness? Are you seeking love or avoiding loneliness? So when I looked at this, man, I look at a couple of different things. I wholeheartedly believe, because I'm the type that, I've been through some things. I wholeheartedly believe people want to be loved. I think that there are just sometimes people don't know the capacity of trying to find love and be in love. I again, like we talked about the other day, was talking about social media and how that has a play into it. But I think with that particular topic, you know what I'm saying, people now go and say, well, I want love, but I just don't know how to do it, because which that's a part where sometimes people have not taken time to go and figure out how to heal from whatever they have dealt with. So they may be seeking love, but they end up falling into that gap of I just don't want to be alone, because if I'm alone, then that means I really got to put thought into a whole lot more of it. But if I got somebody, then they can pretty much take up my space and my time, which is to me, that's a pointless act. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts?
I I can see what you're saying, but you remember the first point I made was life is not meant to be lived alone. So I think it can be fueled almost by both. You don't. I don't. I think it's right to not want to be lonely. And using men as an example, primarily, we can look throughout history
Mm-hmm.
where men have used the idea of even having a family as motivation to become a better person and become their best selves.
So, in other words, basically, going having a wife and kids will increase their
Because now,
aptitude and their desire to
to
be more.
now, I'm not saying it's not the opposite. I'm saying that this is on both sides pretty even. You got the ones that say, "Dang, I'm in over my head. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go through the routine, going to work, making sure the bills paid, coming home, watch TV, day is done." But then you got the some of the other ones that ambition kicks in. Oh
Mm-hmm.
snap! I got somebody that a child will depend on me, so
Right.
I got to make sure my ducks are in a row. I got to make sure I'm doing the best that I can. And we see it a lot more in this generation. We do see it with single moms because they have to step up and now they're playing two roles. So I think that something can trigger that ambition, and it's a combination of you can maybe not want to be alone in a relationship, you may not want
Mm-hmm.
to be alone in life, which is why some people use their children to fill that gap and not wanting to be alone, and they make sure that their household is in a space where their children, no matter what age they are, can always come home or be home, right? So
Right.
it creates a different level of dependency. But going to into the love side, I think that I'll say this honestly. I honestly think love is is very much needed, but I think
Mm-hmm.
love is a crazy concept
Okay. Tell me more.
because I'm talking. When you think about love, are we talking about unconditional love first? Let me ask that.
Okay.
And because if we're talking about unconditional love is the craziest concept that we're taught, that we're supposed to take our own selfish ambitions and desires and things that we prefer and want to do and push them to the side to accommodate somebody else. And so now the reason why I said that can be kind of crazy or even dangerous. Do you have a balance of being able to love somebody and also being able to love yourself?
Hmm. Okay.
So before I worry about being lonely, personally, I've learned to worry about loving myself first. How do I love myself? Because then when I want to love somebody else, number one, I know how to show up as a better version of myself, or a version I can at least communicate to somebody with that this is how I love myself. And now I can receive how do you love yourself? Because on one hand, if it's unconditional, then in my head, no matter what I do to you, you're supposed to love me, right? It's unconditional. But that's crazy, ain't it?
That yeah, that's man. I think that's a whole nother conversation, man. Because I think there are levels. I think when you think about unconditional love, there's unconditional love, and then there's awareness in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm not gonna. I can unconditionally love you, but if you're continuously cheating on me, then that's not love. That means you are knowingly and willingly doing stuff. That means I have a very strong infatuation with you.
Okay.
That's what I think about with that. I think there's a strong infatuation where I'm like, okay, well, I'm infatuated with this person so much because it could be that one thing that that person does that you just really enjoy. And it's like, well, um, since I really enjoy that right there, I'm just gonna tolerate these things. I'm just gonna deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's not the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, man, damn, That's something there. Mm.
Because people will do, out of a drive for not wanting to be alone or feeling lonely, people will do some crazy stuff under the guise of it being love.
Yeah, they will. They will.
And it's I think that what comes along with healing, again, first off, I think you said something that I really like, which is awareness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to have awareness, you have to have self-awareness and then awareness of people around you. And
Oh,
and
and awareness of what, yeah, definitely awareness of what people's intentions are,
exactly.
as well as aware of what your own intentions are. Like a lot of this becomes null and void if you know that your intentions are not true intentions. If your intentions are not to be with someone, if your intentions are to, you know, present some type of manipulation to get someone to do something, then you gonna get the result that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You know. Um. So, point number 3. How unhealed wounds can disguise themselves as relationship goals.
You got to dive into that one, sir. You got to dive into that one.
So, all right, I got my other little my little notes right here. I'm gonna read you what I came up with. Um, let me let me elaborate on this one here.
Yeah, I need a little elaboration on that one.
All right. So when you think how unhealed wounds can disguise themselves as relationship goals, you get that I want someone who never leaves. You got the fear of abandonment.
Okay.
Okay. So what sounds like, you know what I'm saying, um, loyalty can stem from unresolved like childhood trauma, past betrayal. And that means that the ultimate goal isn't love, it's survival and emotional security. You know? Another part of that is it's just someone to make me happy. And that goes into an emotional dependency
Yeah.
where instead of seeking partnership, you're looking for someone to fill a void or internal fix an internal unhappiness that needs a healing, not an outsourcing. So, man, when I say that's a wide spread on that one, bro. Like, yeah, man, unhealed wounds can definitely disguise themselves as relationship goals because if you haven't dealt with those particular traumas, you would think that everything that's going on in this relationship is what you got. Void, void invalidation. Yes, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I need you to come on because I like that. I like that. Void, void invalidation, man.
I was
Yo,
about to say, you want me to hop off? Yeah, go on and yeah, toss your 2 cents on it. I want to listen to this one.
yeah, I just invited her in, man, because I want to get that one because I think that's man. So everybody jumping in like how unhealed wounds can disguise themselves as relationship goals. And the young lady, okay, she's driving right now. Respect, no doubt. Be safe. Um, how unhealed wounds can disguise themselves as relationship goals. The young lady said void and validation. So
Yeah.
I would love to hear her viewpoint when she gets to a stopping point on the void part of it. But the validation, I'm gonna go on the validation part. I think that's when you got unhealed wounds and they disguise themselves as relationship goals. People look for validation to make them feel like what they're doing and what they're saying is a valid point. That what they're doing and what they're saying, you should validate it and say, yes, I'm okay with you doing this. But that's a disguise in itself because if you agree to something that you know you're not wholeheartedly in alignment with, yo, you just set yourself up
For
for
failure.
a
Yeah.
disappointment. You know what I'm saying? But I love that though, man. I love that.
And I think that, like you said, on the validation side, you almost setting yourself up for a trap when you're talking to somebody and you're hearing their relationship goals. If your desire to not want to be alone, you're you can hear you can hear something differently and think that that's something that fits you, or
Right.
think that you can um let's use a male's ego or a person's ego. You can come in and say, you know what, I got those same goals too. I can help you achieve those goals. I can help you get to that point, when the reality is, if you haven't taken the time to heal,
Mm-hmm.
then what's happening now is you're aligning yourself with somebody else's life and not even trying to address your own.
Ooh, ooh, you trying to live in somebody else's foot, in somebody else's shoes,
Yep.
man. And I just realized that's my goddaughter that said that. Oh man, so I'm sitting here like, wait a second, because she got a couple different pages or whatnot. I'm like, yo, that's my goddaughter. Yo, that's my goddaughter. Okay, man.
She
But
coming with the
yes, you,
heat.
hey, dude. So let's hit point number 4 on this joint, right? She's so silly. I love you too. Um, uh, the role of self worth in relationship decisions. So when I put down that point, I thought about the point of people not really understanding what their own particular value is. So they walk around in this relationship, or they think that they need a man or a woman, but that's because they haven't healed, because they don't know what their own worth is, right? Because the whole topic is, do you need, highlight on the word need, a man or a woman, or just healing? So the role of self-worth in that relationship decision is at the top, is at the top. How do you know? You got to look at yourself and say, you know, I'm worth more than what I have been receiving. But then there's the part of it, there's that portion that says, am I receiving what I am putting out? So I'm getting right back what I'm putting out, you or am I still finding myself attracted to the things that I thought I used to like, but I no longer like, but I still have not changed myself to understand that my self-worth is so much higher, because I'm putting out the type of energy of I'll settle. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I gonna settle and I know that this is not good for me?
I think it's what you're willing to settle for.
Okay, okay. I can run with that. I
I
can I
think
can
it's
run with that.
what you're willing to settle for. Because I 100% agree. You will always attract where you're at, man or woman.
Right,
You're gonna always
right.
attract where you're at, and your relationship will almost be a mirror to where you're at.
Mm. Ooh,
Um, uh,
ooh, yes, yeah. It definitely will be a mirror.
yeah,
I can understand where you're going with that, because it's familiar, and you want to see a particular image of what looks like what you're going through, or where you're at.
yes,
Mm,
because
yeah, yes,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
almost you think that you want a certain type of woman, and you think that you have done some healing, until you start dating this type and realize you may be mentally healed, but you may not be financially healed.
Oh, yes,
And
yes.
so now, one here's one thing, and I'm out to ride with this one because I gotta go get this battery. But here's one
No
thing I'm
doubt.
gonna say: you don't know if you're healed until um you take the bandage off and get hit again.
That's true.
So I use this as an example all the time. A lot of times if I'm sparring with some of my buddies, I don't know how much I get hurt until the next day, and all of a sudden I sit on a seat and I got a bruise on my leg, right? So you can walk around and not feel it and not be aware of it.
Right.
But the second you get into that next relationship, all of a sudden that bruise is still there and you don't realize it because it's never been hit again.
Mm, mm,
And
yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that the person that you're attracting will almost still reflect what it is you still need to heal. So if you still need to either be able to express love or show love, then the person that you're going to attract is going to be somebody that's going to need to be loved. It's like when you pray to God and you ask for patience, he's not going to just instill patience inside of your mind. He's going to give you a test. He's going to sit you in traffic for 3 weeks, and you ain't never had traffic going to work. All of a sudden, they want to build this new bridge today, and it takes you an hour to get to work. Now, guess what? You got to develop patience. You ask God for patience, but you didn't expect a test, or you were expecting something different when you got tested.
Mm, come on with it. Yo, I got my goddaughter on there.
What's up, goddaughter?
Hey.
I'm gonna go on and hop off, y'all. Can you? How do I get off?
Oh yeah, you just hit the X at the
All
top.
right, cool. All right, I'm still
Hey,
watching.
appreciate you, cousin. Though I got the goddaughter right here. What's going on, baby
What's
girl?
going on, man?
Hey, man, everything and nothing. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate the love and support on the podcast,
You and
man. Like,
your Dr. Phil.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, I'm better than him. I'm bringing the real
Yeah.
for the hood. You know what I'm
Dr.
saying?
Real.
Man, so you came in on it. So the highlight of this week was: do you need a man or a woman, or just healing? And so I know you caught some of the points and everything, and I'm about to roll to my next point, which is point number 5:
Mm-hmm.
loneliness versus being alone, and knowing the distinction between the two.
Say it one more time.
Loneliness
Uh-huh.
versus being alone, and knowing the distinction. So I'm gonna let you think about it for a second. I'm gonna run into it, right? So when you think about on the topic of do you need a man or a woman or just
Mm-hmm.
healing, you got to ask yourself the question of, am I saying that I need a man or a woman because I'm lonely,
Mm-hmm.
or versus being alone? Loneliness means I'm 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 lonely and
I know
I
what you
just want
mean.
somebody in my circle.
Well, they say experience is his best teacher. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I can only go based off of my own experience.
For sure.
And I can say on my behalf, I went through some stuff. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Yeah.
And in the midst of going through that situation, you know, finally you make it up in your mind to leave.
Right.
And when you leave that situation, you have to take a moment to like get yourself together.
That's that point of being alone.
Exactly. And I found that in my loneliness, that's when I received the most like my healing from. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right, right.
I have seen others, I have witnessed other people go from one situation to another. And I've also seen how that sometimes it didn't pan out too good. And my
Okay.
whole thing is, if you take the time out to learn self, heal self, so that you can make sure that you don't bring any of that type of baggage into your next chapter, then once that special someone comes in, you'll be able to receive them properly.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And that's called having an emotionally intelligence. That's emotional
Yeah,
intelligence.
I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
it's one of them things where, I like to, I guess with my situation, it taught me that, sometimes there is hate and there is love. But see,
Mm-hmm.
they run off of the same frequency, and that frequency is passion. So sometimes you can passionately hate someone, sometimes you can passionately love them. You get what I'm saying? So
And
so you
yes,
have to go
yes.
through you have to go through those situations
Go through
and
the
come to terms with,
motions.
yeah, you got to come to terms with self. And then even when doing that, you have to learn that one word that a lot of people, I'm not going to say it's just women, I'm not going to say it's just men, accountability.
Man, let me tell you something. Every week, that word comes up on my podcast, accountability, because that is one of that A word is a word that people are afraid of.
Mhm.
They are afraid of
Yeah,
accountability.
because in order to, to accept accountability, you have to take fault for your doing in a situation. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
You
You
have
gotta take a
to,
self-evaluation of yourself.
yeah,
You gotta
you
you
got to
gotta
look in the
you gotta be
mirror
truthful with
and,
yourself.
yeah, okay, you a 10, but it's some little ugly pieces in there that you need to fix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
take the time out and you learn about that ugly side and you ask for forgiveness. You get your prayers in order and you'll start feeling those chains like being lifted off where all of a sudden your back ain't that heavy, your shoulders aren't that heavy anymore. And you have to, you know what I
Facts.
mean? You have to take
Yeah.
accountability and then you have to pray about it, ask for forgiveness.
No doubt.
Yeah, and
Man.
then I don't know, you just move forward because now you know what I'm saying. Life is good. I got me a good man, Savannah. He's a
You
good
got me a
man.
good
You know
man.
what
That's a
I'm
good
saying?
man,
That's a
Savannah.
good man, Savannah. Okay, but yeah, and I'm happy that I took the time to heal. It took me 3 years to heal, and
I
then
know.
and
I
I
watched
feel,
you through that journey,
yeah,
man.
it was hard. Sometimes you do get lonely or whatever, but it be in them lonely hours where you literally start talking to God. You know what I'm saying?
That,
And you find so much
that,
comfort in
that.
it. You
Man, like
find so
I
much
try to
comfort.
tell people that, man. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not sitting here, trying to preach religion to anyone or
Mm,
God. I'm not trying to throw it on there, but y'all, like, you gotta be aware that, yo, God is like in this thing
yeah,
hard. You know what
and
I'm
it's.
saying?
I guess it's because everybody have their opinions when it comes to religion, but I guess my favorite thing that I like to say is, we know ain't no secret. I'm a smoker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but it's one of those situations where it's like, okay, Pete, when you first heard about smoking or you first heard about alcohol, it was in health class where they taught you, oh, this is not good for your body. Don't do it. Don't do it. The scared straight
Mm-hmm.
tactics. Oh, this'll happen. That'll happen. But you still took a chance and did it though, right?
Right,
So
right.
why can't you have that same energy and that same faith that if you leave a toxic situation, you get what I'm saying? When you
Right,
leave,
right, right, right.
it's
No
it's
doubt.
it's
No
way
doubt.
better. It's way better.
It's way
You know what
better.
I'm saying? You got to be able to take the
So
same risk.
so that from that point that leads me to my next point, right?
Hmm.
The next point number 6 is, and this is going off of what something that you actually said. So that's why I love that you said avoiding validation, because my point number 6 is craving validation versus wanting partnership.
You
Like,
gotta, but that you working on that and accepting accountability because before you can truly go into something else and you are going for the right reasons,
yeah.
you got you once you are accountable, you are able to detect. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like
Absolutely.
if it's something that I know, like, nah, this ain't gonna work for me. You
Right.
know,
Right.
if you either gonna fix it or I can fix the situation and exit. You know what I'm saying? I'm at a point where I don't have time to. No, I ain't gotta explain nothing. We grown. You know what I'm saying? I
Hey,
told you what it was, and I'm out.
like Antavia always say, like sis say, at this big age of ours,
Yeah.
I'm not about to be trying to explain myself.
Okay.
So
Please, I'm
I'm not
out.
trying to explain.
I've done
So
that. I've done that before, and Like I said, I got a good one.
Hey man, I look. Hey, look. I see the happiness on your on. I see the happiness. I can see the happiness, and I feel like from what I can see, I see um I see he adds to your happiness. I see he
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
make you happy,
Oh, and
but
I
he
told him that
adds
from
to
the beginning.
your
Yeah,
happiness.
I tell him straight up, like, get it right. I did the healing, so I was happy before I met you. You just added to it. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, I feel like I done rubbed off on you because you know that was one of my biggest things to say. Don't depend on nobody. Don't depend on no man to make you happy. Be happy with your dang on self
That's
first,
right.
man. Yo, so here's part 7, point 7, and you hit on this: how past trauma can shape current relationship needs,
Yeah.
aka what you went through.
Mm-hmm.
Goddaughter molded you and shaped you because you allowed yourself to see something different to understand what your own current needs are. You you took the time to heal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you recognize whether you need a man or a woman or just healing. You know what I'm saying? Like you was able to say, okay, your capacity of needing a man is not to fill a void, but your capacity of needing a man is, I need a man because it's like my cousin said earlier before. He said he made a very valid point when he said nobody should just be alone. So, so that need is not saying that I need this person to pay my bills or I need this person to do all these different things. Yo, what up, E? What up? Like I need this person to take care of my house, but that desire now is I need a man to for you and you can matter of fact, why don't you tell me why you need a man? Because I can't tell you why you need a man. What am
I
I doing?
mean, I always knew that my soulmate was somewhere out there. You know what I'm saying? And we as human beings in general, we want things at microwavable speeds.
I say that all the time. We're in a microwave society. Warm it up, man.
Yeah,
Get it
we
now.
want that. We want that hurry up, hot and ready $5 deal. You know what I'm saying? We want it right then and there. But
Yeah.
sometimes, we have to go through situations and learn the lesson. You have to actually learn the lesson because
Hmm.
a lot of time, I tell people, what is it? Einstein's theory. What did he say? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
The definition of insanity.
Yeah, the definition of insanity. And
Hmm.
a lot of times, that's what people are doing. That's why you stay
Right.
and you sit in situations longer than you're supposed to.
Yeah.
So you gotta.
Nah,
you
I'm with you. I understand. Like you got to put in that particular work. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
you gotta
saying?
put in the work. Like it ain't no easy task because you have
So
to.
putting in that work goes to my next point.
Mhm.
Point number 9. Point number 8. Learning to be whole before seeking someone else.
Yeah, you got to love you first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In that a
Yes.
part of the laws of life, self preservation. You got to be able to preserve self.
Absolutely. And it goes back to like how you said, like, you know, God is going to allow you to go through some things, but God is also going to give you the tools that you need to
Mm-hmm.
get you to the next point. Now, whether you
Yes.
utilize those tools or not, that's on you. You got to,
Mhm.
you got to, you got to, you got to. He can all
And you
like I
got
can
to be
lead you to the
open to
water, but I
unlearn. You
can't
got to
make you
be.
drink it.
You got to be open to unlearn. A lot of people don't understand. Like I'm still unlearning to this day. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Goddaughter, you just said some things. You just said something. You got to have a willingness to unlearn.
Yeah.
Not the fact of learning something new. You got to learn how to unlearn some bad habits.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. Oh, that was a whole bar right there, bro. Like that was a whole bar. You got to unlearn
Mm-hmm.
bad behavior, habits. Oh my God.
Yeah, you
That,
got to unlearn.
ooh. And you know what? I think now that you say that, I think that's a part of one of the pitfalls for a lot of people is they don't want to unlearn
Mm-mm.
because it's so much easier to keep going on with what you're doing. Like, oh well, I ain't gotta unlearn that. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh man. Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, let's see. Mm, mm. Point number 9. We was highlighting this last week. Society's pressure to couple up and its impact on personal growth.
You mean like from like a society viewpoint?
Society, social media, everybody's telling you to get into a relationship. You need to do this, that, and the other. But
It's
nobody's
so many
telling people
directions they could go.
to heal from your past trauma.
Nah.
So when I go back to the highlight of of this particular topic for this week,
Mm-hmm.
do you need a man or a woman or just healing? When I look at that particular point, this is a point that goes a little bit deeper because now when you got society involved, that means you're allowing everyone else to dictate whether you need that person and
You being
not so
programmed.
much
You being programmed. Every day,
exactly.
everything is
It,
subliminal.
it's so subliminal.
Everything is
Like I look
subliminal.
at all the people like, and to be completely transparent, take it back in the day, I fell into that gap of I needed to let everybody see me go propose. I need to let everybody see this. I need to do this big proposal. When you take it back in the day before my time, that wasn't a show. That was something you did in an intimate setting, and you let the person know it didn't. It wasn't for everybody else. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? If a few
Everything
people,
is everything is televised. There's no
everything
such
is
thing as
televised, man.
intimacy is no longer intimate anymore. You know what I'm saying?
There's
Everything
nothing hidden.
everything is made public.
Everything is
But it,
made public.
but everything is made public, but the display of public, real public,
Affection.
pure black love.
Yes.
Anytime there is a presentation on black love, it's always that love and hip hop, drama, 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 no peace, no solace. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's all toxic. I hate that.
Right.
They don't have like
So,
shows like The Rock or you know what I'm saying, like the old school, so, shows,
yeah,
sitcoms that really showed what black love was. And it's not
no
always
doubt.
it's not a struggle. Everything ain't a struggle and everything ain't
Everything ain't a
innocent.
struggle. No.
Mm-hmm.
So that runs to point 10.
Mm-hmm.
Point 10 of do you need a man or a woman or just healing? Point 10 says emotional triggers that push us into premature relationships.
Mm-hmm. That's because you make yourself vulnerable, but you're looking for the wrong type of intimacy. You if you really thought on it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
You'll miss a person or whatever. But then when you sit back and you think about it, shit, what did you miss? What did you
What
miss
did you
about
miss?
it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
nah, you just miss having a body next to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes people find themselves in one night stands and all this other bullshit, a different relationship and going into it not healed, and they'll go through the same type of trauma because you haven't
Mm-hmm.
healed. And then you start to look for their red flags, and then they start to display your red flags because you didn't heal.
Right. Right.
Once again, no accountability.
No accountability. Right. That goes into the next point when speaking on healing.
Mhm.
Right. When you properly heal, when we go back to
Mhm.
looking at it, do you need a man or a woman or just healing? When you properly heal, you can understand how healing will shift your standards and
Mm-hmm.
expectations. If you
Right.
have properly healed, you are able to identify at that point what your standards are and what you expect to have from this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I'm the person that don't have a whole lot of expectations, but I do have requirements.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have expectations because, again, everybody that's been on here before know that my wife and I have no expectations of each other, but we have requirements of each other
Facts.
that allows our relationship and our marriage to flourish because
You'll
we
always
understand that
thrive.
expectations
Mm-hmm.
will you if you have expectations, nobody's gonna be able to live up to every
No,
expectation
people
that you
don't live
have
up to expectation. They live up to
and,
experience
and requirements.
and requirements.
Um, let's see. The next point is when we're thinking about do you need a man or a woman or just healing, why healed people love differently.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's not, everything is not based off of that frequency of passion. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it's not forced.
It's not forced. It's not televised. You know
No,
what I'm saying? It's real,
it's
straight to the
real.
point. Here's the liquor, no chaser. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes,
but done in a humble way. You know what I mean? Like
yes,
life is every day is a lesson. If you don't learn something every day, then what is your point of being here?
absolutely. So,
So go ahead.
do you need a man or a woman or just healing? The next point comes, the next point that's going to come from us is the danger of using people to distract from pain.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be wrong. And then a lot of people they rather play victim. They want to be the victim because they
Mm-hmm.
don't want to take accountability. So a lot of people they're not looking for actual healing. They're looking for people to aid and support their decision.
Mm,
And that is not
mm.
always
Yeah.
that is not always the best thing to do, but that is what a lot of people
Oh,
do.
yeah. They want you to go along with what their narrative is
Yeah,
instead of you actually having to inform your own
right.
narrative. You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole nother level of healing because then you'll be able to be like, hey, you know what? Life happens. You know what I'm saying? That situation didn't work out, it didn't pan out, but you know what I'm saying? I wish nothing but goodness for you. You know what I mean? And actually mean it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't got to put no sugar
Yeah.
in their tank, blow their car up. No, like once you heal, it puts you on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? And it's a
What he
peaceful level.
said, selfishness, selfishness. Yeah, man. If you're in a position, dude, you can jump in if you're in a position. I don't know what you got going, man, but if you're in a position, definitely jump in. Oh, well, I lost my goddaughter on that one. She probably had the phone probably was dead or something. I don't know. But man, that's real. That's real. Um, let me see here. I am going to pull up the next point. Like I lost her here. Um, the importance of oh, okay, she's back. I lost her there. Let's see. Okay, she's
Sorry
back.
about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's storming. It's raining over here.
Oh, for real? Yeah, we caught that earlier, man. But so when you're looking at, do you need a man or a woman or just healing?
Mhm.
You got to ask yourself this is a major question. You got to identify the signs that you're ready for a relationship versus signs you're avoiding yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
But
um,
that brings on a deeper situation, because then you have to truly explore what being celibate is about. Actually, like
mhm.
cutting off those vices, those sexual fulfillments, to really focus in on the healing portion, where you leave the intimacy part out of the equation.
Right,
Now,
right.
yeah. Now, once you do that, then the way that you make your selection in partners change. It's not the same. It's not the same. You start looking for
No, it's different.
real stuff. It's way different. Way different. You start, that's when you get your soul food. You see, you went from McDonald's and all that fast food. Now you in soul food lane. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I look, it's different. I got my boy E on here. All right. What's going
Going
on,
on? What's going
bro?
Hey,
on?
how
What's
you
going on?
doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. Yep.
Hey, man. You you catching all this right here,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
I came in on. I came on. I thought number 8. You was on number 8.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, man. So let me get to the next one, right? Choosing a partner from a place of strength, not survival.
Strength.
So when
You're
you,
not desperate.
yes. So when you're thinking about, from the highlight of the whole topic is, do you need a man or a woman or just healing?
Both. I need to
You
heal
gotta,
first.
you definitely gotta heal, but choosing a partner from a place of strength and not survival is key to
Mm-hmm.
your point of the healing part, right? If you have healed, then that means you're choosing them from a whole different pace of your strength, because your strength is said, okay, I'm good with me. I understand where I'm at, but I'm not choosing you just because I need you to survive, i.e., to pay my bills,
Mm-hmm.
you know, validate me on every single thing that I do and make me feel good. You know what I mean? When you choose a partner from a place of strength, that means you already love yourself. That means you already, did the work, put in the work,
And I'm
as well
brave
as
enough
you
to
have.
be vulnerable.
You need two wheels to ride a bike, right? And one flat, you ain't going nowhere.
You struggling.
So
Yeah,
when you had a car, you need all the tires to be aired up.
that's
So if you got a
it.
flat tire, you ain't going nowhere. So that
Oh yeah.
foundation of both of you being strong and aired up is gonna help you both to get to where you need to go.
Oh yeah. Get you especially in the right direction, man. Which is, you have to look at my next point, right? Which is, at this point you have to break the patterns of toxic attachments.
God,
Like,
Dad.
yes.
Unfortunately, I got to go. I got to go in mom mode. I got to go in mom
All
mode.
right. Give my baby a hug.
All
It's
right.
cool. All
Love
right.
you.
Love you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah. So breaking the patterns of toxic attachment is, I realized that this particular thing, everybody at some point have had a toxic trait. Everybody's had it. Something that you did that was just toxic. Then you go, wait a second. When you have healed and finally got to your next point, you're like, okay, I need to stop doing this because I'm now attracting those particular type of people. I don't want that anymore. But the only way I can get away from not having it is I gotta stop doing it. I gotta stop being my own, like, I gotta stop being that person that's doing all of those things. Man, so um man, this thing has been going crazy on this one, man. Um the next point, emotional independence. What it is and why it matters. Emotional independence, what it is and why it matters. I think emotional independence is definitely being able to recognize and say, I know who I am, I'm aware of who I am, and I accept who I am. And it matters because some people can't deal with you when you're your authentic self. Like no sugarcoating, no nothing. This is who I am. So you can either accept me for who I am or not. And it's okay. And that's the part about being okay. It's like, who was it? Oprah said it, or was it Iyanla Vanzant? She said, it was Oprah. If something is not basically in alignment with who you are, when someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. You know? So I I love that particular quote, but I also go a step further and say, if someone has actually put in the work and you know they have put in the work, I think there's a caveat to that, to where if someone has put in the work and they have shown that they are not the same person they used to be, that's an opportunity for you to say, okay, well, I don't have to believe that's who you are anymore because you have put in the work. You know, that's like if we take it biblically, you know, we could talk about Paul and Saul. They put in the work. I mean, if we went down that rabbit hole, if we noticed, like even everybody in the Bible everybody was a sinner. Everybody was going against the grain. Everybody was like hard headed. Everybody was like whatever, but they changed, and the people that they were no longer those particular people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What's your thought, bro?
Um, I mean, from my standpoint, I mean, also to add, when you say emotional independence, I guess my
Mm-hmm.
take on that also is when you're emotionally, when it says independent, everything is off your own. Some people get emotionally attached to people. And so, from my standpoint, the way I look at it is you're independent. You can stand on your own emotionally. You don't need anybody because most people, like I said, when people get emotionally attached, there's nothing else that goes with that. And so as soon as that emotional attachment is gone, then you lose
Mm-hmm.
something. But if you're emotionally independent, you don't need anybody else to so for to feel your emotions or to satisfy to satisfy your emotional lack. Um, if you understand where I'm coming from.
No, and that actually leads me to the last point when you said that. When you know you don't need them, but you
Uh-huh.
still choose
Uh-huh.
them.
Yeah. That's yeah.
That rolled right
Yes.
into my last part. I'm saying like, dang boy, you might have my whole script over here, bro.
No. No, I mean,
Yes.
emotional attachment is, I mean, a lot of relationships, there's a lot of, it's based on their emotional attachment. And to
Mm-hmm.
me,
Mm-hmm.
some emotional attachment has no substance to it, because
Right. Right.
some people would tell you what they want you to hear to get you mentally. And with that mental
Yes.
part, that emotional comes with it. But it's still no substance. So if you feel that you're not being filled because your emotional tank is empty because you hadn't filled it yourself, then that relationship can be severed. And then
Okay.
and
Okay.
and so you go to the next person because, like you say, if you're not emotionally independent, your tank not full. So you looking for somebody else to fill that emotional tank up, and they'll get to They give you a quarter of a tank, and then you lose that detachment, and then you go to the next person. So your tank is never full. And my person say if you're not emotionally independent, well, you don't need nobody. You
Right,
just
right.
it's just the fact of being in a stable, bountiful relationship where you can help each other, you can build each other. And most
Yes.
people don't look for helping and building. They just look for somebody to help them build emotionally or whatever they need, and not vice versa. So
Facts. Facts. Help them build to get to a point, and then they just gonna leave you behind. And
exactly.
then here it is, you were so invested, but they really wasn't. So they gave you a false sense of image of who they
Which
are, man.
goes back to say people show you who you are. Sometimes the first time you meet them. So if you don't
So
pick up on it.
right. Especially if they have not done the healing. And if you here's the part about that, right? Before we go to the end part. So people will show you these particular things. And if you know dang on well that they have not taken time, and you can still actively see that they're doing the same thing, but they come and tell you, oh man, I done healed and I did this, and this. But you sat there and you watched them not do the work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's that saying? Shame on me, shame on
First
you
time.
yeah, the first time. Shame on me for the second time because you just
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching you do this. That's like watching somebody go. That's like somebody come and steal something right off this table and say, "I ain't steal that," but I just saw you steal it.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that wasn't me. Come on, I'm watching you clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I mean,
man.
I'm going to be transparent. Before of course, been married going on 24 years. Before I was married, you know, me and my wife, we talked in college and we broke up, and that really hurt me. So I was I had a lot of individuals that I talked to who were emotionally attached to me,
Mm-hmm.
but at that point in time, I didn't put no emotions in it. So they were looking for me to fill their emotional tank, and you know, I was out.
Yeah. You can't do that one.
Yeah, yes, but it was more of me still in that healing stage,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing what I needed to do for myself in order not to, not say disappoint, but ghost whoever else was getting emotionally attached to me. So
Facts.
by the time, I ran into my wife again, that was a growing time for me because, like say, beforehand, I got, started going to church more, getting into the Word, Bible study. So God was
Mm-hmm. Getting
revealing
some direction
myself
in your life.
direction. So when I ran into, I guess back then she was my girl. So when I ran into my girl, who is now my wife, I was filled up and didn't need anything else. So even though she was she needed to be emotionally filled up. I knew how to do that because I knew where her background and where she was coming from. I think it was my job to help her to fill her emotional tank in order for her to get to know herself.
Man, it's funny you say that, right? I think I'm on the same lines, 'cause I went through, my divorce and all of that stuff. And having my best friend, which is now my wife,
Mm-hmm.
see all the things that I have gone through, as well as I've seen everything that she has gone through. I got to a point where I healed from that because I have gone through so much. I said, you know what? I recognize what I want and what I need,
Mm-hmm.
which goes back to the whole point of this. I did all the healing and I knew what I needed. And I never forget when I presented that to her, she wasn't at a point to receive it
Mm-hmm.
because of things that have transpired in her past and whatnot. And, you know, it was just something that she just couldn't receive at that particular moment. It wasn't until my persistence of showing, hey, I've I've healed. I've done this.
Mm-hmm.
And by me coming into her life, I help her catapult to the next stage of her life,
Mm-hmm.
to where even throughout our relationship, she began to heal from things that happened in her past
Mm-hmm.
that she probably would. I'm not going to say she wouldn't have healed from it. It would have eventually happened. But I think, through divine intervention, it happened when it needed to
Mm-hmm.
happen, so that she could see me
Mm-hmm.
outside of Marlon the friend. She could see me as, oh, this is Marlon the life partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is Marlon the person I could build with. But again, she had to, just like I did, had to go through those phases in the healing and go and say, hey, do I want a man or just healing?
Mm-hmm.
One question goes away. Once you have done the healing,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to get what you need. And need is not that, again, let me highlight that for everyone. Need is not, I need you to come in and take care of things financially. I'm doing that on my own. I don't need you for that. I don't
Keyword is
need you. Huh?
keyword is the keyword I look at is help. And when people are
Yes,
they look for a helpmate
exactly. Just
instead of
assist me
somebody
along with
to
this journey.
support. They helpmate. I need
Yes.
somebody to help me. To help build me up. I can help build them up.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Absolutely.
and like I said, when you look for a helpmate, um, you know that you have a solid foundation, but at the end of the day, we all need help in some area of our lives. We're not stable. So when it's not a need that you have somebody, I need this person, but you can
Right.
see I see a helpmate in that person, somebody that can help me build and I can help them build. That's when that strength and that foundation comes. But most people aren't looking for a helpmate because they're looking for somebody to meet their needs.
Oh, yes. 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 Like my sister said, a man looks for a helpmate. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Because most men, and I'm a go off on this one, then I'm gonna go on what the next week is, and then I'm gonna let everybody go. But most men, when they're looking for a helpmate, it's because they already got themselves together. And it's not saying that a woman doesn't have herself together. I'm not saying that. But when a man seeks a woman,
Mhm.
most men are going to have themselves together and say, I just want somebody that can come in and just help me do
Mhm.
some of these things that's in the house. Or
Mhm.
I'm about to start this business. I need somebody that's going to help me do this, and this.
Mhm.
Like, even with me doing this podcast, this wasn't all on me. That was my wife. You may not see her on here, but
Mhm.
understand my wife had an influence into this. She was my helpmate on this to helped me get it to the point where making me realize there are certain things that we need to have conversations about. There are certain topics that you need to hit. It was her.
Mhm.
A lot of this is her. She may not be on here physically,
Mhm.
but understand she was my helpmate, because she was my helpmate and my support. She's seen something that I had a vision on doing and said, I will support you on this because this is something that you wanted to do. No matter what the outcome is, it don't matter if I'm on here and I'm by myself and nobody shows up. I She pushes me and makes sure that you still show up, whether nobody else shows up. Because guess what? I'm showing up for you.
Mhm.
That's your
Mhm.
helpmate.
But you have to understand too. Most people is that when you're comfortable and you're emotionally, like say, independent, you're comfortable with yourself. We don't know. We don't have 100% knowledge of life. So, a lot of the time, most people say, I don't need no man, or I don't need a woman. But you're not
Mm-hmm.
100% knowledgeable of life. So when you have somebody else that help make to come in, that may know some things about life that you don't know, or some things that they don't know, that can progress you and elevate you higher as a couple and elevate you in life.
Oh yeah, Absolutely.
Mhm.
You know, that's that power couple status
Yeah,
that is not about
yeah,
money.
exactly.
That's a power couple status about knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man. Well, look, this week has been phenomenal. Again, I appreciate everybody that has come on and supported this. This is the only way, we got to keep, that it works is being able to support each other. M- Monday, boy, this one Monday, this is going to be one, and I don't know if everybody's ready for this one here on Monday. This one Monday, this will give everybody a chance to think about it too. The topic is going to be who taught you what love looks like. We're going to unpack family patterns,
Mhm.
early influences, and how they shape your love life. Who taught
Yeah.
you what love looks like?
Mhm. Well, hey,
I know you ready to say something now.
nah.
Nah, hold it till Monday. Hold it till Monday. Write it down, brother.
Okay,
Write
all
it down.
right.
Cause that's gonna be one, man. Like, woo! Who taught you what love looks like? We're gonna unpack family patterns, early influences, and how they shape your love life.
Mhm.
Again, I appreciate everyone. Got love for everyone. This is the 100 podcast. Signing off. See you on Monday, guys.
See ya.
See ya.